Hi, I'm Sai, and this is the Encounter Files, a well of knowledge for interesting encounter ideas for you and your players. Today's creature we are looking into is a seductive trickster that would make the most daring of bards keep it in his pants. The Jorogumo. Now, before going into the encounter, let's get some quick history on this creature. The Jorogumo, or also known as in English, the Entangling Bride, or alternatively, the Whore Spider, which both are quite fitting, is a Japanese yokai, which is a creature that originates from Japanese folklore. This one specifically is a spider that can take the form of a very beautiful woman. But why would this spider creature take the form of a beautiful woman? It does this to attract lonely men with promises of affection and love. But all the love and affection is just a falsehood so that she can get them alone and eat them. Now, where does this seductive creature come from? Well, it is said that when a golden orb weaver spider reaches the age of 400, it gains magical powers in a change from an insect-based diet to humans. The creature likes to make its home in places where most spiders would like to be. A dark cave, forests, abandoned houses. Perfect places also to either find or get a person by themselves. And then you know what happens next. These creatures are charming and cunning, and a bard's greatest weakness. Finally, if this thing wasn't already getting you to quake in your boots, they just have the ability to control lesser spiders, and according to some sources, fire-breathing spiders are included on this list. And they are used to take out anyone meddling in their plans to eat spry young men. Lastly, some examples of this creature from media include the Jorogumo Yu-Gi-Oh card, one of the first bosses in the game Okami, and lastly the villain Arachne from Soul Eater was probably based off of Jorogumo. Now enough lore, let's be looking into the stats of this creature. The version of this creature we'll be using is the one from a homebrew I found from I Seduce the Hag. They got some other cool stuff, so I'd definitely check it out, but I'll put a link in the description. Now the first thing to know about this creature is its challenge rating of 9. That means this fight's not going to be easy for any lower level parties, and would probably require a more experienced group to take it on with not too much difficulty. Though for the encounter we'll be using later, it's probably going to be just one member of the party, so keep that in mind. When we're looking at its description, it's labeled a monstrosity, which I'd say is rather fitting since it's a spider that's just been altered by magic and transformed into an even worse thing than it was before. And it also has a very interesting thing to keep in mind, where it has an ability to retract or extend its spider legs as a bonus action, and when the legs are extended, it lets it have advantage on dexterity and strength saving throws, and checks dealing with acrobatics and athletics. Vice versa, when the legs are retracted, the Jorogumo has advantage on charisma saving throws and advantage on deception checks. Both states of the legs are quite formidable to many characters, especially with the cutoff from the group. And a very powerful tool this creature has is the innate spellcasting that allows it to use Charm Person and Detect Thoughts, making anyone trying to trick or defeat her more susceptible, as every plan the player may have to defeat the Jorogumo is an open book. Ambushes, tricks, anything. Times a day she also gets to use Bestow Curse and Suggestion, which are very useful for subduing prey, especially Bestow Curse with the many effects that can be used with it. And lastly, once a day she can use Hold Monster, so if you somehow endure everything she has had before, she can then just trap you in that unless you have a really good luck with saving throws. But if you fail, you're basically a free Hot Pocket ready to go. An added piece of pain if you're in a bad situation is your sneak attack of 3d6 extra damage. This is very dangerous to a man paralyzed on the floor. The creature's attacks are vicious, being able to attack 3 times with 1 bite and 2 claws. Now the claw attack is just a 2d6 plus 5 slashing, which is powerful, but the 2d4 plus bite, which is a little weaker, has a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, and if you fail, you're poisoned. So getting close to it is not a smart move. And remember how in the lore I said it could summon spiders? Well, so can this one, buddy. as it can summon 6d6 regular spiders, 2d6 giant wolf spiders, 2d4 giant spiders, or 1d2 phase spiders. They have to choose between that list, but even then, 2 phase spiders? Fuck, I'd be scared by 1 phase spider. Let's just say people of arachnophobia will not have fun in this fight. Now we're done with all the boring numbers, let's get to the juice of the encounter. To set the stage, you're a bard, and you've had sex with about 80% of the NPCs your DM has thrown at you, and he's just sick of it. But for some reason, he just sent the most beautiful woman you've ever seen right to you. A woman with hair like silk and a body the gods would be jealous of? What was he thinking? And now she's asking for you to be alone with her? Can you believe your luck? You then get separated from the party with her, going to stay at her place and have a little fun, and unless your party members are creepy stalkers or have very keen eyes, they won't really know if you're gone. Next thing you know, you're in an abandoned house with her. It's kind of weird that she just took to an abandoned house. As you're getting your clothes off, you turn around and see 8 legs. And then you're like, alright, I'll have sex with a spider chick, it's always a new experience. Until you're suddenly frozen in place after you failed your save against Old Monster. You now sit on the floor, by yourself as she bares her fangs to get ready to sink into you. And at that point, this is just a player death waiting to happen. Unless you've got a very concerned party, you better get out a new sheet, Buster. Though what if you survived your save, or noticed her spellcasting and used counterspell? Well, now you have a fighting chance, but you'll be on your own unless you can escape this horrid woman and her newly spawned spider army. She might just try and use another charm or suggestion spell to get you to stay, or she may just try and kill you, but if you manage to signal your party, they can bust through the door and shout for this spider hoe to let you go. Well, things may turn in your favor a bit. She ain't challenge rating 9 because of her good looks. There's only so many party members that can be immune to charm or suggestion, and that will definitely lead to a bit of infighting, as she can cast that a lot. I will admit she is a bit less dangerous in a group situation. Even with the phase spider, if you've got like 7 people, she's done. Maybe like a party of 4 would have a bit of trouble here depending on the level. You know, counterspell's a bitch when you're trying to charm suggestion and then counter charm and then paladin with an aura that deactivates charm. You know, there's a lot of things that can just get rid of charm. Elves are just immune to it half the time. Basically, if you have any casters, this fight is like 10 times easier because she doesn't do as well in melee as she does in, well, magic sense. She's a lot more of a, hey, I'm going to take away one of your party members and kill them while you don't know, more than a, yeah, I'm not going to be able to fight like 6 people at once, you know. Overall, I'd say this creature has a lot of potential for interesting interactions with your players. Hell, you don't even have to lure them out with her. You could make it an interesting investigation scene where you're trying to find young men who've been abducted recently, and then it leads to an interesting fight against this big spider woman. One last idea, just for a little fun, is for her to interact with a party member who's a bit more naive to the sexual side of things. You could have fun moments where they're just confused by the Jorogumo's advances, leading her to eventually just giving up on the member due to their naivete. With that, that's the episode. I hope you all thought this was fun, because now I'm scared of calling back that girl I met at the bar to meet at her place. But anyways, thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions for cool creatures, for encounters, or any critiques for the vid, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Hope you all stay happy and stay safe, and see you all in the next Counterfile.